So, even though Dr. Brochard only interviewed 8 folks in the second book, he used ethnographic techniques. He lived with them, he gained their trust, and he followed each respondent in depth through their narratives. Because of that, he was able to understand homelessness in details. And he was able to provide a detailed description of homelessness from their perspective, the insider's perspective. We've been through this before. And because of that, he could vividly portray their struggles in different dimensions, different aspects of life in his book. Only with 8 people are we clear. And here is another study in a different location, Lower Manhattan, by somebody else on homelessness. I forgot the author. We can Google that later. There's a source. And because they focus on a different location, different parts of the US, the Northeast, the focus of the author through their narratives, through the insiders, homeless people's point of view, differ. The common themes extract were what is common and distinctiveness about homelessness in this different book in a different location. And through their narratives, he found different themes through his coding about the trials and tribulations of homeless population. And he found that among the homeless folks, even though they are homeless, maybe sometimes due to things beyond their control, there's still an informal social control. I bet Dr. Brochard did not uncover the presence or absence of informal social control. I don't know. I did not read his book. I'm new. But is that true? I think they both extracted different themes because they are based on different locations, different social contexts. So this author, I forgot the guy's, I think it's the guy name. He found there's some kind of existing informal social control among homeless folks. Even though they sleep out, there's some kind of sanction that wanted homeless people to sleep out, to have their tents or their mattress maybe decently. There's a certain decorum to follow in terms of sleeping out. Oh, they discourage urinating in public. And because of that, maybe there's an informal social control, informal but strongly affirmed social norm among homeless folks. And if they want to stick together, if they want to foster social cohesion among themselves, sometimes it's necessary, we all know. They try to uphold and force those norms. This is what they cope with. They try to urinate into a cup under an untucked shirt. They pretend to hail a cab because they are obligated, quote unquote, to maintain those informal social control. So this is what the other authors in the different location uncovered about homeless people. And the findings is very different from Dr. Brochard's. So that's the essence of qualitative study, are we clear? And, oh, they respect women, apparently. Another informal control. Wow. They are pretty educated or cultured. They respect women. They strongly sanction against hitting on women on the street. And the themes, the quotes identified by this author is very different from the themes and quotes identified by Dr. Kurt Brochard. Are we clear? Okay. This study tries to uncover the underground economy in Harlem, a different part of New York, and a different focus of study, underground economy. And he focused on drug sales in Harlem and the inner street culture, yet a different ethnographic study. And to gain trust from the research participants, the drug dealers, the family members, the local and state government officials, people from all entities He tried to see things from their perspective. Again, same thing, same approach. So he was always physically present among them, among the drug dealers. And he was also able to gain trust from government officials or the family members. He went to their home, he observed their lifestyle, he made contact, he gained trust from their neighbors and whatnot. So this is how qualitative study is being done. This, I think, is another guy, was again personally involved to gain their trust. And he was, through his interaction, through his observation, he was able to document. Apparently, he gained their trust. How dealers interact and behave, or how drug addicts behave. And wow, to gain trust, he also attended their party celebrations, reunions. They invited him to be part of their group, their event or whatnot. A trust has been built. So as you can see, to have a meaningful qualitative study, ethnographic study, or even observational study, it's important to first gain trust among research participants before you can have a meaningful study, meaningful data collection. That's the essence of qualitative study, are we clear? And through his narratives, by being part of them, this is what he found. There's an oppositional culture in Harlem, East Harlem. And he was able to uncover the processes that lead to the street culture of resistance in Harlem. And he found that all these drug dealers, addicts, they have their dignity too. They want to maintain their dignity too, even though sometimes they cannot do it because of things beyond their control. So he can only uncover all these things by building trust with participants. And through his observations, through his visits to their events, through maintaining contact, gaining trust and whatnot, he found that the underground local economy, drug dealing, is a very complex phenomenon. And if he just sent up close-ended survey questions to all these dealers and addicts, they may be less inclined to respond, obviously. The trust has not been built. And he may not be able to uncover the complex phenomena that's involved in the underground economy, drug dealing or whatnot. And because of that, he was able to write a very comprehensive illustration of the underground economy. And he apparently also maintained contact, gained trust from politicians and government officials. So because of that, he was able to conduct a very holistic qualitative study. Are we clear?